guys, it's Dani. I know, look, this is a lot of makeup. But it's the beginning of the year. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. It is Mardi Gras time. I have a ball this weekend, so I'm playing around with makeup. It's a lot. It's okay. Anyway, I have been seeing this really fun tag, the end of the year tarot tag, that was done by Chanel Days, and I've seen quite a few people doing it, and I thought this would be really fun to kind of start the year off, kind of reflecting on the past year with my decks. So I have mostly tarot, but I got some Lenormand thrown in here. I have some oracles thrown in here, so we're just gonna go for it, right? So, okay. It's chilly. It's chilly over here today. I'm cold. I have my coffee, but I have to show y'all this because, oh my god. So, my sister-in-law and my brother gave me the best mug ever for Christmas, y'all. Snoop Dogg. It's like they know me or something. I don't think this will be too long, but hey, grab you a coffee, a tea, a beverage, whatever you want, and let's talk about this tag. So there are 13 prompts, and so we'll start with the first one, the deck you use the most this year. This one, I don't think it has left my desk all year long, and I have used the crap out of it. And that's the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. It's always a big part of my, I don't know, like my year ahead spreads, and then I've been using it a lot for like themes and overall energies, and I've kept it on my desk all year this year. It's always such a great accompaniment to just about anything, honestly. And it's one that I continuously go to just because of the type of space that it holds. I don't think I have anything else that does quite what this deck does. And that's because, like, it's got not only broad concepts, but also like a spatial kind of, I don't even know what to describe. Like, it's got places and spaces, and I don't know. I really love this deck. I always have. And of course, I've written, as you can see, all the way around it. So I have the main keywords on either side that are in all capital letters, and then the upright and reversed meaning on either side, which has just made this deck so usable to me. And I love it. I really love this deck. Probably my favorite of the Wild Unknown. I don't have the regular tarot anymore, but I have this one. I use the crap out of it. And I also have the Alchemy, which I haven't used all that much, but I have been pulling like one card throughout the year. I've been pulling like a card here, a card there, and really reading through it. And I'm hoping to like continue to do that this year because I find that one really interesting as well. I don't know if I would have the ability to do something like this on that one. I'm gonna have to see, but by far, this has been my most used deck of the year because it has not left my side, honestly. It really hasn't. So I would say I've probably used this deck a minimum of once a week, probably all year long. Like, I really used the crap out of this year. I don't know what about it really called to me, but it's been my ride or die this year. On to number 2. What deck, or the deck that you didn't use at all or you barely used? I did not use this deck at all this year. And I think that's because I have a new kind of mixed deck. And this is, oh my god, the Marseille Weight. And I really have not taken it out at all this year. And I think because it's kind of been... I probably should have grabbed this beforehand. Hold on. I think because it's been taken over by this one, the Rider Marseille. And I think most of the reason for that is because of the art on this one is so much more my style, with that vintage kind of tea-stained look and just the whole feel of this deck. I think it has really replaced this for me. That's not to say that I don't think that this is... I'm trying to get it to stay, but also trying not to impede my voice. So I don't know. We're just gonna try, y'all. So yeah. I haven't taken this out at all this year. And even looking at it, I'm like, I want this one instead. So that might have to go in our agonizing deck stack. I didn't think I had any more of those, but having to think about, like, what did I not use at all? This really popped up, and now thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if I would choose this over the Rider Marseille. Food for thought, maybe. Food for thought. On to my most recent addition. I am so excited to show you guys this because this has been such an exciting deck to play with. Oh my gosh. So this is called the Journey Tarot. This is by Tegan Michael Turner, and it is a spectacular deck. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I've used this one quite a bit since I've gotten it in, and it is so incredibly lovely. Let's see. Look at this. All the landscape has just been so much fun to dive into. Like, there's so much to see. There's so much to kind of take in. Oh. It's just been incredibly interesting. And so much fun to read with. I love the style. Look at the Six of Fire. Like, it's a whole world. It is a whole world. And it has just been really fun to get to know it. Oh my gosh. Check out this Three of Fire. Like, look at the world that's being created. It's got a great guidebook. So if you guys haven't seen this one, I definitely recommend checking it out. These are the backs. I just enjoy the art style and the uniqueness of this deck because it's, I don't know, it's not your typical like RWS clone or anything like that. I just love the images. I love the artwork. I love the landscapes. Again and again and again, I come back to that. Like, tell me that doesn't look like a hobbit hole. Obsessed. Just so much fun. The passion. So good. Look at this one. Like, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it's so intricate. So this is my newest one. And I'm looking forward to working with this year and really like diving in, because it intrigues me, more so I think than anything I've gotten recently, because it is so unique. I'm sorry, I'm like starting to like shiver. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. My hands are like ice. Okay. Anyway, let's put this up and go to the next one. Number 4 is a deck that isn't your usual style. And I have a Lenormand for this one because I think it is the most out of my wheelhouse right now. Because I've had I'm such a liar. I'm like, I've had a little shift. I mean, not really. Not really. I mean, I have more cutesy decks than I've ever had before. That I've been using like strictly, you know, for me mostly, or just like playing around. And while that's normally not my style, I have collected quite a few over the year, probably over the past 2 years or so. So I was like, well, those don't count because like it is, I guess, starting, not really shifting, it's just adding to it, but like I still have a certain style when it comes to cutesy decks as well, so they're starting to be incorporated into my style. But this one, just the type of art with the like incredibly gilded, computerized look of this, and it's kind of steampunk. Like, this is not my style at all, honestly. But all in all, it's still a deck that I use, just not that often, because I like old school vintage style Lenormand. That's usually my thing, or something very simplistic. So this is a lot of gilding, a lot of I don't know, it's a lot. Like, it's just usually not my style. But I'll pull it out every once in a while and I'll use it. But probably one of the furthest from my normal wheelhouse that I have kind of in like a minimal rotation right now. So the Gilded Reverie. I don't know if I said the name. Gilded Reverie Lenormand is probably the one that's like most not my style that I've been using. On to number 5. My favorite pairing. Right now, I've been using this pair for quite a while. And that, let me gather them both so I can kind of show you. I should have put the dual screens, but listen, I wasn't bothered today. Was not bothered today. Okay. So I'll just do it like this. So right now, I've been doing Mystic Masters and the Anatomy of Healing. I just love the way that they speak to each other. I love the art together. I think because this is so simplistic next to my Mystic Masters, which is most definitely not simplistic. So it really gives that open space that I feel like a crowded deck really needs sometimes. So that's a normal way that I pair, if I'm being honest. I usually look for something that has a lot with something that has a little, and I kind of mesh them together. It doesn't always come from the image. It could come from like the simplicity of a keyword versus, you know, something kind of noisy when it comes to tarot, or, you know, something like that. But I do like the open space next to something so full of color, and I just find that they work really well together. I really love the keywords on this deck, but I also love the fact that it is tied to the body. So that also kind of really sparks, like, especially if I'm reading for myself or for someone else, it's like, you know, if I get something like the eye, like, what are you seeing? You know, like, it adds that extra layer instead of just, like, the letting go of the large intestines, but it's also like, what are you feeling in your gut? You know, like they have just so much to expand upon. So it's like it's a simple image but a larger concept. Whereas sometimes I feel like tarot is such a basic concept. I know that that's not really what it is because it's so broad, but in consideration, it's a simpler concept with, like, you know, a lot of art. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get it, right? You get it? Good. Okay. That's my favorite pair right now. To be fair, it is early morning and I still don't have my words together, but we're just gonna power through anyway. Okay, number 6 is a deck mod, bag, or any accessory that you bought or made. I didn't make any bags this year. I mean, I put things in bags, but I didn't create anything on them yet. That's something that I'm going to do. But I haven't done any of that this year. The only thing that I really modded, I didn't do anything dramatic this year either, but the only one that I really, like, I'm gonna air quote mod was the Heartwood Tarot that I wrote on. You can see down here. When I went through, so you can't even see them, but they're there, I promise. You can see it right there. Is this deck that I went through Lisa's book Unlocking the Tarot with, and so I wrote on this deck. And that's been my main mod. Nothing crazy. I also rounded these edges because this was the prototype. I have the finished copy that I haven't done anything with, which is why I wrote on this one. This was just the prototype. So I rounded edges and I wrote on this deck. And that was about it for this year. I do have some mods that I am looking to do. I actually have a few decks right here that I'm waiting to mod. I started to consider Seed and Sickle, but I haven't figured out what exactly I want to do with that yet because, like, I want to put keywords or something on there, but at the same time, like, I really love the Dawn and Dusk, and, like, how can I incorporate them both, or, like, I don't know. I haven't figured it out just yet, but, like, that's one that I'm trying to mod. I also have my John Bauer. Is that it? Yeah, the John Bauer Tarot that I'm still considering modding, and a few more, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it, you know? I haven't done it yet. I just haven't been, I guess, in that space. It's unfair. I thought I wrote something else, and I was like, what am I doing? It's fine. It's fine. Isn't this such a sweet deck? I could get lost in here forever. But you see what I mean? Like, these are my cutesy decks. My sweet little decks. This and my Unicorn's Journey. I love that image. Look at how sweet. Oh, I love this deck so much. It's so cute. Oh, wait. Can we show this one? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, that's been basically the only mod that I've done this year. C'est tout. Fini. That's it. Okay. Up next is favorite deck backs. I talked about this in another... Was it a tag? I'm pretty sure it was a tag. I don't remember what it was. But this still has not changed. I'm a basic Becky when it comes to these backs. But it is my fave. Centennial Edition. These are my favorite backs. Like, fight me. I don't care. I love the simplicity. I love the color. I love them. I love them. It's my favorite backs. Can't change my mind. That one was pretty simple. Okay, number 8 is a deck with a great theme. So this is Elisa made me do it. And I was resistant at first because I'm like, it's not really my thing. But it ended up being my thing. And that's the zombie tarot. I'm not a huge zombie fan. I know, you're like, Dani, it's like horror, it's gross stuff. I love that. I love that. But like zombies aren't usually my thing. But this one is just like extra fun. Because not only is it zombie, but it also has that vintage feel. And it's so funny. Like it's funny. It's clever. There is I don't know, there's something about this like apocalyptic vibe that just made this deck so much fun. I was so resistant to it because I was like, it's just not for me. I'm just not a zombie person. But the humor that accompanies this deck sold me. It's so clever. It's clever and fun. And it just really stood out to me this year. I had so much fun working with it. This is something that I really want to work with more again this year because like I feel like I didn't have enough time with it. It cracks me up. Yo, the Dead Mart. I mean, what a theme. What a theme. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If I did have to say one thing, I wish it had different cardstock. Like, I'm getting old, y'all. Like, it hurts my hands. I want softer cardstock. That's like where I am as a human being right now. Like, these hands, listen, they getting that arthritis, baby. They hurt. I want something easy to shuffle. I mean, I will shuffle these anyway, and I use all all the difficult decks for some reason. I'm just like, but I really want that one. I really want to use that one. And I bitch and moan about it. Just like creators, publishers. I want easy to shuffle cardstock, please. 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 For my old, decrepit hands. Help me out. Okay. Let's go to number 9, the deck you are in love with. This is a Lenormand. My Lenormand. This is from, do I have the book? Because I always forget, like it's literally, I'm like, it's just a Lenormand deck. I don't even know what it's called. It's the one that came with this. Easy Lenormand Handbook. I've had this for, I swear, forever. This was the very first Lenormand deck that I got. It says 2015. But I always have to go back, like, how old is Lennon? She was born in 2013, 14, 15. I probably got this in 2016, 2017. But I'm in love with this deck. I'm in love with this deck. I cut all the white borders off. You can see I've done multiple edgings on this. They're not even. This is probably one of the first ones that I did mod. Yeah. I think the very first one was Wisdom of the Oracle. And I think this was the second one that I modded. So, it's not awesome, but it is my favorite Lenormand. And honestly, one of my favorite decks. I love the look. Ooh. I love the way it's set up with the numbers up here, the card, and the vintage style. It's one of my favorite Lenormands to work with. I find it simple. There's no frou-frou stuff. You know, it's... I love everything about it. I love everything about it. It's just my favorite. It's my favorite deck. And especially this year, I've been doing Lenormand quite a bit this year. I've been kind of going back to that. Really focusing in on deepening my practice and deepening my knowledge there, and just like playing with bigger spreads and, you know, doing a lot of stuff like that. I did a lot of that. And so this just solidified how much I love this deck. I don't have mini Lenormand, but this one is my heart. It's my heart. I love that deck so much. So much. Number 10. A deck you wish existed. Or an out-of-print deck you want. Well, I'll go with the out-of-print deck I want because I'm sure everybody started hearing it by now, but I don't care. For me, it's the Delta Enduring Tarot. Just because I love the artwork. Obviously, I love the Louisiana theme. Although it's not quite a Cajun deck, this is more New Orleans. Like I mean, I could go in this forever, but like New Orleans, big city Louisiana versus rural little Cajun Louisiana is different. I mean, it just is. It's very different. And so while it doesn't scratch that itch for me, it does have so many themes that really hit close to home, obviously. But I also really love the art. I really love what's in it. I like how it has like the hurricane. It's got Mardi Gras. It's got the levees. It's got the cast iron pots and, you know, stuff like that. So it's just the things that I enjoy seeing. And I don't know. I really love that deck. And I guess the unfortunate part is that I'm also, like, as much as I want this deck, I'm also not willing to spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. That's just me. Like, I have not spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for any deck that I own. Not a single one. It's just not... I don't have that ability, nor do I feel comfortable in doing that. And that's just my own thing. And I know that I miss out on it. I missed out on it this year. Just because it was wildly out of my price range. And it made me really sad. I really wanted it. I really did consider it. But it is... I can't. And when it gets to a certain price, I won't. And that's just tough luck on me. You know? But that's probably the main one that I always go back to. So yeah. Anyway. Number 11. Which card sums up this year as a whole? Or a card that you like? I'm going to go one that sums up this year as a whole. And that I like. This is from the Millennial Tarot. This is the original version. I should be getting the new version in soon. I'm like waiting with bated breath because I love this deck so much. Oh, you can see my card. I mean, the dumpster fire. That's what this year has felt like to me. Well, 2024. I mean, let's be honest. 2025 isn't starting off very strong. But, I feel like the Millennial Tarot sums it up. Because it was a tower year, but it was a dumpster fire of a year. Just a mess. Just, like, chaotic. Unfortunate. I have had so many, in so many different ways, I've had things just completely torn down. And so, I'm not afraid to say that it was a dumpster fire of a year. It was a dumpster fire of a year. And that's okay. That's okay. We all have them. But it really does put things into perspective. It really shifted a lot of things. And in so many ways, I'm a better person for it. it doesn't always feel that way. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Like, we can take a step back and see how far we've come and how many things changed for the better, especially in a tower year or in something that felt like a complete freaking dumpster fire. There's still going to be a silver lining. They're still going to put you in a better place, even though it might feel worse at the time. Time will always pass, and you will see the benefit of what these hard years do for you. And so I'm not afraid to say that it was a shit show, but so many beautiful things happened out of it. And so I can't be mad at it, because after the tower, we have the star. We have the star. We have hope. We have rebuilding. We have coming out better on the other side, you know? And I still get those questions quite a bit because, I mean, you can't see it right now because I'm cold as hell. But I have the tower on my arm. And some people are jolted by that. But there's a reason for that. Because after every tower comes a star. And every tower shows what no longer serves, what we no longer need, and we have to tear it down. And as rough as that seems, and as hard as that is, we have to be thankful. I mean, you don't have to. But I feel like I'm thankful for those tower years because even through it, I've accomplished so much this year. I've had the privilege of learning so much this year, of being part of things that I never thought I would be this year. So it's great. I'll take a dumpster fire because I know how to put it out. You know? I can put it out. Number 12. Tarot practice reflection. I've had a lot of really great things happen with my tarot practice this year. I really set myself time and space to revisit my practice, to explore things in my practice, to add new things. And like I said, it wasn't only tarot, it was also my Lenormand practice. It was also my playing card practice. It was like card reading in general. I feel like I really allowed myself time and space to do things differently and to play around with it. And that's something that I'm taking into this year. You know, more exploration and more play. Yeah, I think I set aside a lot of the stuff that I used to do, which was like a lot of my like documenting. Not that I didn't journal about tarot this year, because I did. But I did it in a very different way, because I also kind of took a different approach to my journaling this year and my whatever the fuck you want to call it. People like to school me on the difference between a book of shadows and a grimoire, and I know the difference. But mine is both. And everything. And art. And play. And it has all the things. So my journaling, I did do some tarot journaling, but I did it in such a different way this year. Because, like, on one hand, look, I'll show you. I have it right here. Here's my little Clotilde. She's doing good, y'all. She's doing good. I'm almost done with her. I have like a little less than well, I probably have like a signature left, because I have a little bit of one and then most of the last one, although it's got some pages already done too. But like this year, like I journaled about, we talked about this in one of my other videos, the Devil card from the Northern Animal Tarot. A ball of glue fell out of this? Okay. But what I did was I did like single card journaling. I mean, I also have like my Lenormand grand tableau with the houses set up. But I want to show you guys. I think I showed it on my Instagram. And I had it in my Mystic fam for the members on my channel. I kind of did that with them. Where are you, boo? So, like, I made my own judgment card this year when I did a study on judgment. And, like, I have, like, full page here, and then under this. And then I just kind of created my own. I took images, I painted, like, all the bottom part here is all painted, all this is painted. I added this on top of the angel, and then, like, I grabbed the angel piece, I grabbed these two guys, and then I grabbed this little guy, kind of set them in there, got a border, and so, like, I made my own card, as well as did a full study. So that's way different than I normally did, because I would do my dailies, I'd do, you know, card pulls, and I'd write about them, and it got really stagnant. It felt like that's not what I wanted to do. And so I took a more creative approach to my tarot journaling this year. And so that was a lot of fun. I also used a lot of different oracle cards that I kind of expanded on and really talked about. Like, for this one, I don't use this archetypes deck anymore. This was, these are the backs. What was this called? The Archeo. This deck. I didn't really use it as a deck anymore. So what I did was I just started incorporating it into all kinds of stuff. And so this one I chose the Siren, and then I kind of went off on a tangent on that. So that was different from what I've always done before. And I just found it expanded a lot of things for me. It made it so much more fun. It felt so much more loose, and I was able to play with these energies a little bit more and expand on something specific versus, like, I don't know, the same old, same old. So I figured that's more of what I'm going to do as well. And, yeah. So that's kind of how my practice went this year. I did a lot of reading for myself, but again, in different ways, and I incorporated an artistic flair to it, and just kind of let myself explore however it felt right. So I just want to continue doing that, and I want to incorporate, you know, more experiments and playing and expanding on those energies. So that's kind of a reflection of my tarot practice this year. So number 13, pull a card for the new year. Or a deck you want to use for the year, but I want to pull a card for the year. And I want to pull a fun card. So we're going to pull from the Sassy Dragons, because ain't nothing more fun than the Sassy Dragons to me. This little bad boy, this is the NSFW, because it's fun. And I just think if I want to get more play, more freedom, more laughs, more joy, we're going to pull a card from the Sassy Dragons for the year. Ugh. I need a blanket is what I need. Oh my gosh, y'all. As I'm shuffling, have y'all seen those things? I saw it on I don't know, ads that pop up on, like, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, the social medias, where there's just, like, little, it looks like a bucket, honestly. It's like this piece of fabric that comes around, and you can, like, zip it up, and you put your legs inside it, and it's a little heater, but it's like surrounding your legs. Y'all, I need one like that in here. I need it. Because my desk, can you hear? Do you hear that? It's metal. So when it gets cold, it's like a refrigerator down here. It's like a little ice box under my desk. And I have a heater way over there, but it does nothing. Nothing for my legs down here. My hands are like ice. I'm just complaining. Okay. Let's pull a card. Let me cut the deck. Constant interruptions. Anyway, let's cut the deck. And pull this card. All right. Please let it be something good. Okay. Oh. We have the King of Wands. And what does our King of Wands say? It says, don't take shit from anybody. Stand in your power and create your own opportunities. I think that's a really good thing for this year, especially for me, because in so many ways, I know I talked about the dumpster fire thing, but in so many ways I felt like I lost my power last year. I really did. I lost my power. I lost myself in so many different ways. I had to reevaluate so many different things. It was hard. It's still hard some days. I'm not going to lie about that. You know, I think it'll be hard for a while. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I feel like this message, like, don't take any shit, stand in your power, is a really big thing. And it's a reminder that we're all capable. Even when we feel like we're not. You know? Even when we feel like we're not, we are. And I think it's just having that fire behind us that really makes all the difference. And I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. Create your own opportunities. Go forth in your power. How fun. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be playing with my sassy dragons all year. All year. Because I don't know. It just makes me smile. It makes me laugh. It brings me joy. And so that's another thing that I'm going to do. Ooh, that would be fun. I saw a tarot tag going around about feel-good decks or, like, good mood decks or something like that. We may have to play around with that. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, if you're looking for any of these decks, I'll try to put all the information down below. I'll also have a link to Chanel's video. I'll have the list of the prompts. And, yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video, hung out with me, had your beverage. It was longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. We're here vibing. So I will see you all very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah! Later, Gators.